Hello everyone and welcome to Camp Big Cedars Home Edition. And in today's devotion, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about this year's camp theme. I know it was not by sight, and the Apostle Paul tells us in 2 Corinthians 5:7, he says that we shall live by faith and not by sight. And I know many times that's easier said than done, and you're wondering, why am I wearing this bandana on my eyes? You know, I've been using this bandana the last few weeks, maybe to cover my mouth, right? You know, we're living through COVID, and now you see it on my eyes, and don't worry, I did wash it before I put it on my eyes. And, you know, I have this kitchen around me, so also don't worry, I'm not cooking either. But, you know, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about what it is to live by faith and not by sight. And so we see that the world around us, and we see all these things that are going on, and we think, you know, how can we not let that affect our daily living? But as Christians and as believers, we need to not get so easily carried away by what's going around around the world, but truly live what the Bible instructs us to do. You know, in Psalms, the King David tells us that even though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, that we will fear no evil, because the Lord will comfort us. It says, "Thy rod and thy staff shall comfort me." And so even though we see all this evil, we see all these things going around us, that we can truly live by faith and not by sight. And so one of those things is, for example, this apple, right? And you might be thinking, oh man, he's crazy. He's got a knife in his hand, and trust me, it's very sharp. And so I just want to cut a few slices for you real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and take off my bandana, and we're going to see how they turned out. And okay, they're not perfect, but I'd say that I cut them in four parts, right? It may not look perfect. And many times this is what our life looks like. You know, God calls us to do something. We're living through our life, and it may not look perfect. It may not look great. We see the world start to collapse around us. We see COVID. We see people dying of different diseases. And prior to COVID, there was other things, right? There's things that we struggle in our daily lives. But if we truly put our faith in God, if we truly put our trust and we walk by faith and not by sight, we can truly see God work in our midst. We can truly see God work in our lives. You know, we get on a plane. We get on a plane and we'll sit down and we'll put our face masks on and we'll go to sleep. And we're trusting that the pilot of that airplane is going to get us to our destination. And it's the same way in our Christian living. Our Christian living is the exact same way. Our pilot is God. He's in control. And if we can just put all of our faith and all of our trust in Him, He will get us through and we will get there safely. So today, I just encourage you that even though you may feel like, you know, everything around us, you know, we see disaster, we see poverty, we see sickness, we see people dying. And yeah, you know, in our human flesh, as human beings, we suffer and it hurts us. But if we just can put all of our faith, we know that the end result, even though if God takes us today or He takes us tomorrow, we know that we will rejoice with Him in heaven. Amen. So God bless you and have a great week.